What is up, good people? Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you like the content, make sure that you hit the rate, subscribe, share button, all that. I am on my way to go work out. That's probably where I'm going to be making these videos going forward, is on my way to get my workout in, go for a little walk, clear my head, etc. But I wanted to, so I want to make these videos along that way, so the drive won't be as long and it won't be as frustrating to people who are frustrated with me driving. So, but I wanted to make a couple of short videos here today, and the first one I wanted to make, or this one that you're about to watch, is about the need for more uncles and aunties. And I'm deliberately, we usually, or at least my usual vernacular, has always been aunts and uncles. But I think, I think that we need more uncles and aunts. And I'm going to obviously say more competent uncles and aunts. I'm not talking about joining the YouTube space or starting a channel or anything like that, but I'm talking about more participatory individuals, participative people who are concerned, genuinely concerned about the community and about how people's lives are going. It wasn't long ago, and I was still working as a police officer, I had a situation where my son was a teenager, and I had spent a vast majority of my time, obviously being I think a pretty decent father, coaching, but that need for the imparting of wisdom really never ceases. And so he was with his friends. They had gone out, they all had their licenses. I don't know my son had his car yet or whatever. I don't remember, but definitely somebody was driving the car. And they had gotten stopped by the police, I think at a party or something like that. There was a couple of different incidents. In one incident, in particular, my son came in the house and his friends were in the car still. And I'm sitting in the house and watching TV. And he comes in the house and they're all upset. So he starts telling me what's going on, and the friends were still in the car. So I go out to the car and I had a conversation with them about life as a black man in America. And if you're watching this, of the hue, that's still a conversation that I think still needs to be had about life as in America. In particular with run-ins with the police, which I was at the time. Now, I wasn't obviously on that scene, but I felt as if as a result of that it was my duty to school them about what's going on in the world, how the world really sees them as men, as black men. You're not cute anymore, right? You're 3 and 4, right? You're cute. Everybody wants to pinch your cheeks. But when you turn a certain age, right, with all the knowledge that we know, that you can be looked at and will be looked at in a different way, in a different light. So I had the conversation with him, but it wasn't just enough to have the conversation. But I thought to myself, man, I'd seen my son's friends before, and the fact that, so let me back up for a second here. So after the conversation, I had the conversation, and so the next day, my son comes and says, Dad, thanks, everybody was very, very appreciative of the conversation, and he's like, nobody ever told us this before. Now, these are young kids, 16, 17, whatever they were, I don't remember the exact ages, but the fact that no one had ever talked to them like this, including myself, as a black man, someone whose house they had come over before, someone who had seen, I might even have coached one or two of them before. The fact that no one had talked to them made me feel some type of way. And I determined to have these conversations. And this is one of the reasons why I started many of the channels that I have, because these conversations need to be had. There are people out there who have this information. There are people out there who know this stuff. There are people out there who have life experience, gone through the system, whether it's collegiate system, the criminal justice system, the penal system, uh, the educational system. They know how to navigate, move, buy homes, as I talked about before. All these different types of stuff that people have this knowledge. They have it. They have it. And some people refuse to give it away for free. Some people refuse to talk about it. I've talked about that in other videos. But the fact that, and I felt very, very convicted in my heart of hearts, because I thought to myself, man, I had failed. I had failed. And I want to do something to correct that. Start having conversations with them, game nights, just conversations about life, because they don't know. And the absence of two-parent homes, the absence of strong male leadership, the absence of fathers has created a dearth where this knowledge and information is just gone and going by the wayside. So I want to have these types of conversations. So I'm saying to you all, if you are a mature adult, and I'm saying over 40, I don't think that, I think that people 39 and under still don't have enough life experience. I mean, it's obvious that it's not an absolute what I'm saying, or it should be obvious, right? There's certainly some 39-year-olds who have been through a lot, 38-year-olds, 35-year-olds, right? But I'm saying if you are really, maybe I'll drop it down a little bit, 35 and up, you've got some experience, you've been through a couple of voting cycles, you've maybe got a license or education or whatever, you've been to the military. I became a police officer at 22, so by the time I was 35, I had 13 years of policing under my belt. So, it varies. But I am saying that, become a coach, become a volunteer, become, a big brother, become an uncle to, one of your nephews, take them out, to your nephews and to your nieces, and to the aunties out there. Same thing for the ladies out there, right? There's a lot of information about self-care, self-improvement, self-love. These girls are making the same mistakes at 20, 22 that you made, and you have the ability to stop them from making these mistakes. Are people going to listen 100% of the time? Obviously not. Are people going to take you seriously all the time? No, but at least you did your part as far as helping the community to improve itself and to better itself. And I think that should be the goal, and that should be the purpose behind what you're doing. If we really want to make any community better, leave the world a better place, then I think that we have an obligation to do that. And I don't like the fact that people don't think that we have this or should have this obligation anymore, and that we should not, F the next generation. They don't want to listen. They want to be hard-headed. Man, what if somebody did that? What if somebody did that to us? What if nobody fought the civil rights movement because they're like, gosh, I'm good. What if nobody fought the fight? You don't fight the fight just for you and for your own selfish motivations. Hopefully, the fight isn't about you particularly. The fight is about the future generations. That's what the fight to end slavery was. That was the fight for civil rights, for LGBT rights, for feminist rights. That's what the fight is about. Is about the next generation. They will live a much better life. So I'm putting out the plea for more aunties and uncles who are competent, who have degrees, who have licenses, who have life experience, who have certifications, who have some modicum of wisdom about them, who have, some sense in their heads that tells them the best way to move forward and the best way to be the best versions, that help you to become the best version of yourself. That's what I'm talking about. There's a lot of people out there with these podcasts who don't know what they're talking about, who have no clue as to what they're saying, who are saying things that are factually untrue, who are saying things that are full of holes and bad theory and all that. And certainly I'm not implying that those people should be listened to at all. I'm talking about competent people, who have some life experience and all that. And it's important. It's important. That's why I'm trying to do the work that I'm trying to do. Trying to leave a legacy of for my own children, a legacy because I think what I had to say is important because I've been through a lot of things, and I just try to be a voice to try to lend some things. So I'm asking you to do the same thing. If you have any wisdom, knowledge, specialties, lend your voice to these types of things, and because your voice is much needed. Till next time, much love and peace, everyone. Hit that rate, subscribe, and share button.